Let's see the PasSy Smart Building Solution in operation by taking a look at its components and seeing how they operate and support the needs of a smart building and its tenants. PasSy Smart Building Solution allows organizations to easily and comprehensively manage access to their facilities and utilization of shared resources like desks and meeting rooms. The solution allows customers to use smartphones as virtual badges that can be used to access buildings and services. PasSy is flexible and offers a high level of granularity for authorization criteria as well as real-time verification. Accessing a room or checking in to a desktop can trigger actions like turning on lights or adjusting temperature. Integration with Office 365 and presence sensors or other proximity technology in combination with the mobile app enables management of the entire meeting cycle, scheduling, checking in, monitoring room occupancy, and freeing the room when the meeting is finished. PasSy offers a virtual reception desk, providing the ability to easily schedule meetings, manage rooms, and more. The solution is controlled by a secure, cloud-based portal, allowing organizations to remotely maximize workplace efficiency and resource allocation. In order to create the perfect smart building solution for our customers, at PasSy we have developed the following modules that we can offer as needed. Smart Access, solution to bridge virtual identity to physical actions in your buildings and in any service. Smart Lobby, a solution for registration and welcome management. Smart Booking, a solution for booking for parking, rooms, desks, and resources. Smart Spaces, a solution for rooms, desks, occupancy control and optimization. And Smart Wellness, a solution for the implementation of security and safety procedures. In addition, we have developed an horizontal module called Resource Management and Optimization that provides dashboards, reporting, and resources management and policy definition. Are you interested in end-to-end resource and visitor access management, automated registration and check-in for employees, granting access to the building's restricted areas or any space, simplifying access and virtualizing badges management, integrating with any existing security solution and policy, and a dashboard for alarm, alerting, and diagnostic functions. Maybe you also need context-driven access, the possibility to implement additional policies that allow access only if other conditions are satisfied. For example, allow a visitor to access the building only if the person who invited them has already arrived. Smart Access is the PasSy solution used to virtualize user identity, grant permissions for service usage, and execute physical actions in your buildings. Typical actions include access to parking, access to a facility, room booking, check-in, check-out by proximity, shared desk check-in, check-out, get authorized to control meeting room ambient, and in general, any authenticated and controlled access to any service inside the building. The goal is to simplify identity management, access management, badge management, policy management, and provide innovative user experience to employee and visitors. From a more technical point of view, the PasSy Services Access Management bridges the physical identity to virtual identity of people to access the building services. Access means asking for a service and get that service by the smart building if the requesting user has the required authorizations. A service inside the building can be anything that a user requires to do interacting with physical objects inside the building: entry, exit, parking, get a snack at the vending, open a locker, control room equipment, request Wi-Fi access, print a document, and so on. SAM is a core service of the PasSy platform to enable employees, visitors, operators obtain access to any service or resource inside the smart building. This is all implemented thanks to the PasSy IoT Gateway, which is able to connect to any smart device and execute any local command with any of the protocols supported by the IoT Gateway to grant the end user access to any kind of service: door opening, turning on the lights, getting a snack at the vending machine, and so on. All the logic is driven by a centralized, cloud-based solution integrated with all the other systems like SOS, Office 365, Exchange, and correlated by user location, proximity to physical objects or an area inside the building. All access control solutions allow to manage physical barriers like turnstiles or gates, and only users allowed to cross them will be allowed to go through. But we are not stopping there, since we are always developing our solutions. We are adding virtual temporary barriers to our Smart Access module. This will allow the creation of virtual temporary barriers, areas that are not closed by any kind of gates, but that may be temporarily restricted. Surveillance will be granted by proximity devices or cameras, or derived by other sensors. Employees and visitors that could potentially access that area will receive a notification on their application in real time. If an unauthorized employee or visitor accesses that area, he or she will be notified of the breach, and if necessary, further measures will be taken. Using a number of different sources of information, our solution is able to predict where a certain person will be at a certain moment. Data considered will be the person crossing a control barrier in the smart building, appointments and meetings planned for that person, beacons and tags. The person could also identify precisely his or her position by touching a nearby NFC tag with the phone in case someone else might have to reach them, or if they wish to check in a certain position. Are you interested in automated registration and check-in for visitors, print badge if required, or allow use of personal smartphone as a digital identity, grant access to buildings, restricted areas, or any space, simplify access and virtualize badges management, integrate with any existing security solution and policy, automate removal of visitors from entrance queues, and a dashboard for alarm, alerting, and diagnostic functions. Maybe you also need an additional security option, the possibility to implement stronger security policies that might require anyone entering to go to a kiosk to be recognized through face recognition before they're allowed to enter. Smart Lobby is the PasSy solution that allows, through totems and kiosks, to welcome and register guests and visitors and virtualize services generally provided by receptionists. Visitors and guests are informed in real time about the services of the facility and will know events, consult programs, and so on. The goal is to fill or integrate the reception activities, giving the ability to search information of interest, perform typical actions such as registration, check-in, call people, and so on. PasSy Smart Lobby services have a key role in the user experience in the building. Depending from the role and building rules, users can access directly to the permitted areas, register themselves using registration services, or have support using concierge services. As soon as a user arrives to the building, a welcome process is started, and based on user profile, the user is guided to the suggested next step inside the building. Welcome process can be done in two different ways. Using an interactive digital signature for users that have not yet downloaded or are not using the PasSy app. Users are greeted and attracted into the registration process on kiosks. Digital signature will help in understanding the right kiosk to use. Using PasSy app for people who are already registered and who downloaded and activated the PasSy app. In that case, users are greeted and guided to directly access the building or to complete or update registration at a specific kiosk according to the enterprise policies. The PasSy app will be automatically run by proximity using beacons managed by the SAM system. Registration process is done at kiosks in two different ways. For first-time visitors that have never accessed the building before, based on company policies, all the user data are acquired and privacy permissions provided. User will be instructed to use his smartphone to finalize the registration and be allowed to access directly during the next visit. If the user has no smartphone or doesn't want to use his phone, the kiosk will print a label or a sticker to present to the reception to get a Smart Get badge if needed to access restricted areas. Returning visitors who are already registered, people that downloaded and activated the PasSy app, those users are recognized and the registration process performs only a check on user authorization. Depending on company policies, user can be allowed to skip completely the registration process starting from their second visit. If users had not used the smartphone to register previously, a user ID, a tax ID, a document ID, or something like that, will be used to pre-populate data and the process will continue like a first-time visit. Concierge services is where users can ask for help, guidance, suggestions, and in general access internal services like call an employee or external services like call a taxi. The system can even inform the employee who set up the meeting that his or her guest has arrived and guide the guest to the meeting room. Are you interested in simplifying the booking process for any resource, allowing to select preferred desk check-in and check-out at desk, booking and checking in and out of meeting rooms with a wave of your badge or smartphone, opening the meeting room and configuring the room temperature, lights, and AV equipment to the user preferred settings, integrating with presence sensor and proximity technology, managing in-room presence information with existing security presence sensors, delivering cost savings integrated with existing wireless systems to automate lights and temperature controls to help eliminate energy waste, and managing the room by monitoring sensors and gateway from anywhere. Smart Booking Solution allows to select the best space for your work activities and allocate them to simplify and accelerate kickoff time when used. Find the best space based on usage attributes, user preferences, user requirements, and maps with static and real-time information, for example, temperature. Different kinds of spaces can be defined: parking lots, meeting rooms, shared desks, focus rooms, each one with its own security, safety, and occupancy parameters and rules. The PasSy solution assumes a building is composed by different areas at different levels, and any of those areas can have different kinds of spaces: meeting rooms, focus rooms, conference rooms, event rooms, open spaces, kitchenettes, and so on. Booking can be done from the app, from the management website, or directly from Outlook. The PasSy Smart Booking Solution enables productive usage of all the available spaces in the building through the implementation of the space hoteling process. Book, a resource or a space; welcome, greets and guide users; check in, start using it; use it, use in the most productive way; check out, at the end of using it; bill, account usage; optimize, report and manage at the best the space. In order for hoteling to be possible, users recognition and policies evaluation, for example, this space can be booked now by this user, are executed using the Secure Access Manager SAM system. The PasSy mobile app is used by users to tap near a door lock to command the door opening. The very near proximity user experience in front of the door is done with Bluetooth beacons, and the communication between mobile phone and IoT gateway is done by Bluetooth Low Energy Protocol. The IoT gateway performs centralized real-time check on user authorization based on any possible data in the SAM and in the SOS, and in case access granted, issue an open command to the smart handle. Finally, our solution also integrates in-room controls of the room equipment. Make sure you are using your office resources in the best possible way. Are you interested in IoT remote control of doors, turnstiles, gates, lights, and more? Remote control data collected on Azure with IoT protocols so that it can be analyzed later. Presence and occupancy information tracked for optimal use of rooms and other spaces, gaining insights on usage and understanding when rooms or other services are most in demand and for how long. IoT gateway and link communication with Azure cloud services and other devices. The Smart Spaces solution allows to maximize workplace efficiency and resource productivity using real-time information to choose the place to work based on employees' needs. Big data analytics on occupancy allows enterprise to gain insights on spaces usage by employee and visitors to model their own modern workplace strategies. combining smart booking, check-in, check-out, room, desk, and people counting and presence. Automatically, the system will optimize spaces usage and preserving user preferences and maximizing productivity at the same time. Optimization, where spaces and resources are optimized based on real-time usage from sensors, check-ins, and so on, booking, historical data, and other data provided by the SOS connected system. Real-time and historical data coming from all the phases of hoteling are used to optimize. Booking and users accept reject tracking can be used to move meetings to smaller rooms as originally planned. Check-in and check-out can be used to make a room free before the time scheduled if the organizers check out before the end of planned time, or make free if nobody check in on time and considering a grace period, and so on. Optimization also includes dashboards to report and analyze space utilization and perform human-based decisions. Optimization engine, where spaces are optimized based on real-time updates from the various systems participating in the SOS. As an example, a desk can be reserved for 8 hours but occupied only for 5 hours. When the user executes the checkout operation, the IoT gateway signals a checkout operation and the optimization engine handles this event, freeing all the resources and by tracking real consumption to a billing and reporting service. Presence sensor data collected through BMS or the IoT gateway can also be used to integrate hoteling data with the actual use of resources as a booked room to see if a space is now free, busy, booked by unoccupied, occupied but not booked, occupied but not checked in by organizer, and so on. Implement safety procedures to protect the workforce from COVID-19 and conform to current safety prescriptions. Are you interested in control access to the building, check the temperature of those entering, verify number of people present in one area, guarantee social distancing, and keep track of employee and visitor presence in case of need to contact them? The Smart Wellness module helps enable a safe and healthy workplace, guaranteeing the implementation of workforce protection procedures. Typical actions include guaranteeing distancing, counting people present in each area, interfacing sensors, managing wellness-related actions. Wellness parameters that can be implemented include the following: distancing that concerns distance-based room and desk management, distanced seats, social distance enforcement. Counting that verify limit number of entrants, rooms and shared desks safe occupancy, controlled evacuation. Sensors like thermoscanners, face recognition, 2D and 3D cameras. Actions that concern alarm and notification, sanitization, fencing. Here is an example of a predefined resource life cycle. Initially, the resource is free and available. The administrator or the automatic rule engine can, given certain circumstances, disable the resource. The resource can be booked by an employee and it stays in that status for a maximum of a predefined time during which the person that booked it can access it. Once it has been accessed by the employee by checking in, it becomes busy. Depending on certain capacity limits, the resource can become full. When the employee checks out or the system sees that resource, for example a meeting room, has been empty for a certain amount of time, the resource is no longer busy, but depending on the wellness and safety procedures in place, it may require sanification. In that case, an automatic message is sent to the qualified personnel. The qualified personnel will intervene and carry out a sanification process that finally brings the resource back to being free. The entire process can be fully customized to the customer needs. Our solution will use its advanced features to help enforce control over the simultaneous presence of people in a limited area, like those required to fight COVID-19. Temporary or logical barriers. Certain areas can be closed off to general public once a certain amount of people is present or for special reasons. Predictive positioning. Predictive positioning can help in guaranteeing and maintaining social distancing and preventing too many people from being in the same location. Do you need to report and control possible policy violations? Do you need to define and modify policies for use of all resources? Are you interested in remote control data collected on Azure with IoT protocols so that it can be analyzed later? Dashboards providing real-time data. Presence and occupancy information tracked and IoT gateway status always monitored. Resource management and optimization horizontal module allows you to be always aware of your resource utilization, implement policies and change them if needed, and control any issues. You will have a dashboard, a remote control, as well as policy and data management, along with a number of reports and maps. Here are some of the functionalities provided. The dashboard allows remote monitoring, telemetry, alarm and alerting diagnostic. Remote control allows remote open actions, device management, and remote monitoring. Policy management allows assign and revoke authorizations, define complex rules, and manage subcontractors. And finally, data management enables business intelligence, maintenance planning. It is possible to show a real-time and historical space usage on a report on a map and show evidence about normal and alert situations.